Hello everybody, welcome back to another retro video. In today's video I'm going to be talking about the Masters 2 Iceland Grand Finals, in which Sentinels took a 3-0 win against Fnatic. To be completely honest with you guys, the game was closer than the scoreline suggests. I mean, the scoreline says it was a 3-0 sweep, but two of the games, which were in Split and Bind, went to overtime, and then Haven almost went to overtime if it was not for a round 24 choke by Fnatic. I believe that Sentinels were the better team on the day and that they were going to win eventually, but this series could have easily went 3-2, maybe even in Fnatic's favor if they had played better on the day. TenZ, obviously, he conquered his demons of LAN and he balled out with a 289 ACS, 180 ADR, and 79 kills in the 3 games. That's actually insane. It shows how versatile TenZ can be as well, because he played Jett, Reyna, and Raze, so one different character in each map. Again, Shazam also was insane with 65 kills, and SicK obviously never missing out on the beat, 56 kills as well. You also have to give credit to Fnatic though, because Magnum, Boaster, and Mystic, and Doma all balled out with 50 plus frags. Durka kind of underperformed, and we kind of were expecting more from him, because the day before the finals, Boaster had just called him the best player in the world, and he actually could have lived up to this name, but I feel like the nerves got the best of him and there was a little bit too much pressure on him. But regardless, I'm still very proud of Fnatic, and it was a great show match between the best teams in their respective regions. To be honest, I know this prediction lines up with what I've said in my past videos. On my prediction video that I made around 2 weeks ago, I said that Fnatic were one of the favorites for the tournament, and clearly they were, as they 2-0'd every single opponent that they played. They didn't drop a single map, which shows how dominant they are. They are truly the best team in the world, but it also shows that other regions like Europe and even Korea can compete with the best. I mean, these games were so close that it could have been anyone's game if overtimes went their way. Map 1 of the grand finals was Split, and it went 14-12 in Sentinels' favor with an overtime win. Their composition was Raze, Astra, Jett, Sage, and Cypher, and Fnatic's composition was Cypher, Skye, Viper, Astra, and Jett. Something that I would tell from these European players is that they really value Skye highly, and I think it's because she's really good at both gaining information and rushing sites. I mean, her blinds usually tell when a team is going to commit to a site, and they just help gather a lot of information regardless. So I see why she's such a valuable pick, but I noticed that neither of the North American teams were playing Skye. I might be mistaken, but both Liquid and Fnatic highly valued the Skye, yet no any team valued it. So it's a very volatile pick, and honestly I could see what's so good, but Sentinels didn't need to use it. You know, they won regardless. In this map, Psalms was very clutch. I'm pretty sure he clutched a few rounds in this map, and when you were watching this game you could tell wow, these teams are very much closer than everyone thought. I mean, everyone thought Sentinels was going to steamroll, but hey, I mean, you gotta give some credit to Mystic and Magnum because they performed this map. I mean, they were playing Cypher and Viper, which you would picture to be, you know, the bottom frags, more focused on utility and all that, but they basically destroyed Sentinels. So map 2 was Bind, and it went 16-14 in Sentinels' favor, and it was very close actually. Although Fnatic jumped out early with an 8-4 lead by halftime, Sentinels won 5 rounds in a row in the second half, and then an additional 3 rounds in a row to bring it back to 12-10, and then Fnatic won the last 2 rounds of the game to bring it to overtime. And honestly, in this game we saw very different Sentinels. They had SicK and TenZ on Duelist, the Reyna and the Raze respectively, and they had Dapper, Psalms, and Shazam more of support styles. In Fnatic, there wasn't really any overperformers apart from maybe Boaster on his signature Brimstone that European teams seem to favor a lot in Bind. I'm not really sure why, as this tournament proved that Astra is a lot better than Brimstone, because Astra works in multiple maps, and Bind seems like Brimstone's only viable map apart from maybe Split or Haven. But I see that Brimstone is prioritized a lot, and at least for Boaster it did work. I mean, he was the highest ACS ADR in the team, but the map, they just fell short, and I mean, you couldn't really do much. Sentinels just outplayed them more. They didn't take the baits for the sites, and it just shows that Sentinels are just that much dominant, you know. Another small stat that I want to mention that shows TenZ's dominance on this map is that he had 7 2Ks and 3 3Ks. No player in any of the teams had more than him combined. SicK did have one 4K in round 15 where he killed Magnum, Durkadome, and Mystic, and it was probably his best play of the map. But yeah, it's just insane individual talent coming from Sentinels. I mean, anyone can frag out on any given day, which is what makes them so scary, that even support like individuals such as Dapper and Zoms, they can pop out at any time that they need to. So that's why they're so consistent, such good of a team. Map 3 was Haven, and it went 13-11 to Sentinels' favor. And this game started out very interesting. I mean, Sentinels took a 9-3 lead by halftime, but Fnatic climbed all the way back, winning 6 rounds in a row and giving up 3 in the process. This made it 12-11, and they were about to get to overtime, but I think a disaster struck in the last round. Mystic accidentally flashed Doma, who was holding an angle in C backside, which screwed up their whole push because Sentinels were on eco that round. They had Spectres and Sheriffs and maybe a Marshal that I recall, and that blind could have cost them the whole tournament, because let's say Fnatic does win that round, it goes to overtime. There's a third overtime in 3 maps, so it could have gone Fnatic's way, and then that's additional map that keeps the series going, so you never know how it could have worked out. But regardless, I think that Fnatic played solid on this map. They definitely didn't look as strong as their past 2 maps in the first half, but they picked it back up with some momentum. Mystic and Magnum again played insane for being on Sky and Killjoy. You gotta respect it to them, you gotta hand it to them. And obviously on Sentinel's side, everyone played insane. We saw SicK on the Phoenix and TenZ on the Jet, the signature pick on Haven. I mean, he had a 277 ACS, 202 kills, and 176.3 ADR. I mean, what more can I say from this? So that is the whole recap of the finals, guys. Honestly, I wish there would have been more games. I would have loved to see the EU versus NA rivalry keep going, but obviously Sentinels are just the best team in the world at this point. You gotta give it up to Fnatic though, because they put up one hell of a fight. They took Sentinels to overtime twice and almost did it a third time, you know, more than any other team has done in this tournament. I see NA and EU are very close, closer than it seems actually, because even though Sentinels didn't lose a single round and a single map, in the whole tournament, I still think that Europe could take them down with a little bit more practice and, you know, more coordination. One thing that this does ensure though is that Sentinels have officially qualified for Champions, because they won Masters 1 and Masters 2. They gained enough points to qualify for Champions with the highest points available. So they have secured spot even if they flunk in Masters 3, which I doubt, because coming off of a Masters 2 win, you would not want to disappoint. So I see them going for a 3-peat, but regardless, they are still in Champions, and Fnatic, being second place in Masters, has the highest points of any European team for Champions. So yeah, watch out for them. Maybe we could see a rematch of these teams in the future. You know, I really enjoyed these games, and I think everyone did. I mean, Riot today hit 1 million concurrent peak viewers, so it's honestly exciting what Valorant Esports has in store for us. You know, this game being so new, kind of like a year old, having already this much fan, you know, support, shows how great it can be, and I'm really excited for what it has to offer. That's it for the video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to leave a like down below, leave a comment letting me know how I can improve my skills in this video, you know, how I can make the videos better for you guys. And if you were kind enough, please subscribe down below. We reached 50 followers recently, and I'm trying to get to 100 subscribers, you know, let's say by the end of summer, so maybe by July we can hit 100 subscribers. I really love you guys. Thank you for all the support, and I'll keep you guys covered with the news. It's Retro here, and I'm signing out.